The U.S. presidential election is nearly here, and Lakers superstar LeBron James has generated a very loud reaction to him throwing his support behind Kamala Harris. Here's what he said on social media. And this was posted in addition to a video that was, let's say, not very favorable to Donald Trump. Said, "What are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris." Now, the reaction to this, as I said, has been very strong and very swift. There has been people on either side, either supporting and praising LeBron James for sharing this opinion, and a number of others who have been extremely critical of this, largely dependent upon whether or not you actually agree with what LeBron James is saying. But what's interesting is that people who have been critical of celebrities endorsing one side or the other in this have largely wished that they would just remain silent. And again, that goes for both sides of things, whether it's someone critical of what Elon Musk has said in support of Donald Trump, what LeBron James has said in support of Kamala Harris, or any of the other celebrities that have lined up on either side. And I think there's two really important points to this that we need to talk about here. By the way, yes, this is the Basketball Bulletin. Make sure you do subscribe right here to the channel. But we need to talk about this because of the reaction that we're seeing here regarding what LeBron James has said and whether or not athletes, celebrities, public figures should be making these kind of comments at all. And when I see people critical of celebrities in general for coming out and saying what they believe, regardless of which party they're speaking out in favor of, I think it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake to be critical of any celebrity for speaking out, even if you do disagree with them. It's a fundamentally American thing to be able to express one's opinion, particularly about the government. It's a big part of why the American Revolution occurred. Not the entirety of it, but certainly a big piece of it. We wanted a say, we wanted a voice in our government, no taxation without representation. In fact, you go back to our Enlightenment philosophers like Voltaire. The famous phrase was attributed to him: "I may disagree with what you say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it." That sort of Enlightenment thinking ultimately wound up being at the heart of the American Revolution, at the foundation of what the United States is supposed to be all about, being able to express your opinion. That doesn't go away just because someone is a celebrity, just because someone has a large following on social media, they're on TV, whatever it is. If their voice is louder than the others, that doesn't mean that their ability to express their own opinion should be taken away, again, regardless of which side they're in favor of or whether or not you agree with them. That's what freedom of speech is all about. After all, you can say what you want to say. People can disagree with what you say. And maybe with a person like LeBron James, you can argue he shouldn't say what he wants to say for financial reasons. After all, no matter which side he throws his hat in the ring with, no matter which side he's in favor of, he is going to anger, frustrate, upset about half of the other half of the country, right? That's going to happen. Maybe that half of the country watches less of his games, buys less of his jerseys and sneakers and things of that nature. So maybe there's a little bit of financial incentive to not come out on either side, but certainly no reason why he shouldn't be able to express, or any other celebrity, their opinion about politics and the nature of this country and direction of the country. But the other piece to this, and I think this is also important, is why do we care? Why does it matter what LeBron James says, what Elon Musk says, what Jake Paul says, what Jennifer Lopez says, what the Avengers, the cast of the Avengers, what they say? Why does that matter? Why does it matter so much to people? Why are people in an uproar over what LeBron said? LeBron expressed his opinion. Again, a fundamentally American thing. Even if you disagree with him, shouldn't he be applauded for expressing what he thinks? Shouldn't that be a positive that is, and again, at the core of what the United States is supposed to be about? And on top of that, LeBron's vote doesn't carry any more weight than anyone's. LeBron has one vote, just like any other citizen would. And in fact, you could argue that celebrities should be, their opinions should matter even less than anyone else's. And I know they have a much bigger platform, and so that turns into a bigger thing. But whether it's LeBron James or Mark Ruffalo or Jake Paul or Elon Musk or Scarlett Johansson or whoever it is that you want to throw out there, the reality is also that they live in a very different world than the vast majority of Americans. LeBron James, for example, is a billionaire with a capital B. Simple fact is, I wouldn't go to Steve Ballmer. I wouldn't go to Bill Gates. I wouldn't go to Elon Musk and ask for their opinion on a family vacation. Hey, where should I take my family this summer? No. Why? Because they live in a world of super yachts and private jets and all these things that are certainly unattainable for most Americans. They live in a very, very different world. They're going to see things through a different lens than most average, everyday people. And that can certainly skew the way that they view things. Doesn't mean that they are not allowed to certainly have their opinion, but when you're going and you're going to vote and you're deciding on what issues are important to you, the opinion of LeBron James, the opinion of Elon Musk, the opinion of any of these people should not change your mind. You should be deciding based on what is important to you and what is important to your life. Maybe conversations with your peers, with your neighbors, with friends, with family. Those are the more important and impactful conversations around politics, because those are the people that are going to look at things from the same lens as you. We can deify celebrities and put them on another level, but the reality is that they're all just human beings. And once again, they fully have the right to express their own opinions on politics. But you also have the ability to not let yourself be swayed one way or another based on what someone who is probably in an economic status that the vast majority of us simply cannot attain. Our opinions don't have to be swayed based on their thoughts. They're no more qualified to think about politics and provide leadership than any average person would be. Now, there are people who are famous specifically for their thoughts on politics. Again, I mentioned Voltaire, Enlightenment thinker, before this. There are people who they spend their lives dedicated to politics, to government, to the way that our whole system operates. And perhaps those are people who we should be giving more credence to when they're recommending certain things. These people who have studied history, these people who have studied what it is that happens when certain things are voted upon, the way societies move and change over time. That certainly does not describe a number of different celebrities out there. So again, when I see this backlash against LeBron James, when I see people so upset about what LeBron says or any other celebrity says, I can't help but think, why? Why? Why is it bad for LeBron to express his opinion? Aside from just, I don't like what he's saying. Why is it bad if LeBron expresses his opinion? Why is it bad if Zach Levi expresses his opinion, or Jake Paul or whoever? They're free to do so. There's nothing wrong with that. But also, why do we care? Why does it matter so much that a person who's going to most likely see the world very differently than the vast majority of Americans, because they're going to live in a different economic status than most Americans, why does their opinion matter so much and get so many people so upset? After all, they count for just one vote. It doesn't matter which way you decide. Make up your own mind. Make up your own mind, your own decision based on what's right for you in your life. I think we need to spend a little bit less time worrying about what LeBron thinks about politics or any of these other celebrities that we want to mention. As I said, they live in different worlds. As talented as they all are in their own individual ways, it's a different world. And for politics in particular, every person needs to make up their own decision on what it is that they believe in and what they think is the best course for the country. That's my thoughts on LeBron James, the whole situation with the backlash over him supporting Kamala Harris. Again, find it pretty ridiculous, but this is all going to be coming to an end soon because the election is just a few days away. Give me your thoughts in the comments down below. Till next time, everybody. See ya and stay safe.